In this video, we're going to talk about OCD Awareness Month. We're thankful to join our friends at the International OCD Foundation in OCD Awareness Week. We are passionate about making sure that people understand what OCD is and the negative impacts that OCD has on the lives of people who suffer from it. The things that we're going to work on are helping to really raise awareness for OCD, not just for people who have OCD and maybe don't even know they have it, but for friends and family members as well too. You, friends and family, are so important in this situation. It is such a huge role that you play in the life of people with obsessive compulsive disorder. And we want you to also feel celebrated because of the important role that you do play in the lives of people with OCD. Now, there are walks that will go on. There are going to be advertisings and campaigns and all sorts of things that will be available. If you're wondering what you can do, the first thing would be hopefully you'll share this video. Hopefully you'll get this to people in your life so that they will have some ideas about what OCD is and understand a bit about the role that OCD might play in the lives of people. Let's talk about that a little bit. For those of you who are seeing this for the first time and might wonder what OCD is, or might even think you know what OCD is, let's break a few myths. OCD isn't just washing your hands. It's not just about cleanliness. It doesn't mean that you have a very clean house. It isn't just checking the locks or the stove a few times or the garage door to make sure it's shut. OCD is a serious mental health condition that affects 1 in 40 adults in the US and, frankly, around the world. We know the seriousness of obsessive compulsive disorder, the toll that it takes on people's lives, the effect that it has on day-to-day living, not only for the person with OCD, but for their friends and family as well. We know that OCD robs people of things that they enjoy, like the ability to work, the ability to be with your friends and your family. We know that OCD instills doubt and uncertainty in every major area of life that it possibly can. In fact, it is nicknamed the doubting disorder. And it has one thing that it wants. It just says to you, give me an absolute answer and we'll be fine. Everything will be okay. The one thing it will never do, though, is accept an absolute answer because it is the doubting disorder and it will doubt absolutely everything that you give it. The stigma around OCD is there. The media portrayals of OCD have been things like it helps you solve crimes or it helps you get the relationship. OCD is also one of those only conditions that I've ever heard people say, oh, I wish I had a little bit of that. I heard that a lot during the pandemic, actually, where people would say, wouldn't it be great just to have a little OCD? And I don't know of any other mental health condition that people suggest would be a little bit of wanting to have, right? It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever that we would think a mental health disorder would be a great boost to our lives. Or when I tell people what I do for a living, one of the first responses I get is, oh, I have a little bit of that. The problem with that is that sends a message to the people who do have OCD. And that message is, this mustn't be so bad. Everybody has some of this. Why is it a problem for you? Why can't you just deal with it the way I deal with it? I've got a little bit of that too. It's not a big deal. I'd say everyone has quirks. We've all got certain things we do, but it doesn't mean we have a little OCD. That being said, I want you to recognize that treatment is available for those of you who do have obsessive compulsive disorder. And whether you've heard from people that they have a little bit of it or that it's not a big deal, I want you to know it is a big deal. It is something that people struggle with. It is not fun. It is not anything helpful. It doesn't make your life better. It doesn't make you better at sports. It doesn't make you better at writing. It doesn't make you better at investing. It doesn't make you better at anything. All it does is instill doubt and uncertainty throughout your life. And who wants that? Well, nobody, frankly. We're not here to convince you that OCD is anything good, because it's not, right? And I want you to really hear me say that. We understand how much of a pain OCD is in the lives of the people who have it. Let's break the stigma. Let's recognize that A, we don't all have a little OCD. B, OCD isn't something that's going to make things better for you or more helpful. And C, OCD really is a serious mental health condition. When we accept that, when we see that, and when we treat people who have it with the respect and the dignity that they deserve, we will then get them to the right kind of therapy and treatment that is available. We at NOCD provide exposure and response prevention therapy, the gold standard of treatment for obsessive compulsive disorder. We have therapists trained to assist you with that, and we have the ability to help you switch therapists even if you don't feel the match was the right one for you. We get it. Sometimes, even with therapists, personalities may just not link up. That's okay. Are you willing to take the first step? Are you willing in this OCD Awareness Month to put a foot forward in a direction away from the path that OCD wants you on? Are you willing to walk a different path and try something else? Try something different instead of doing the same thing over and over that OCD wants. OCD is insatiable. It's so hungry, and it only eats compulsions for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is all that it does. In fact, I joke sometimes OCD is kind of like a koala. Koalas only eat eucalyptus leaves. That's it. And OCD only eats compulsions. So OCD is the koala of the mental health world. It only wants one thing, and that is for you to do a compulsion. How do you get rid of OCD? Well, it's not by rationalizing with it, and it's not by giving it what it wants. That's for sure. It's quite the opposite. It's you doing the tough stuff, which is deciding, hey, OCD, you want me to do a compulsion? Not going to happen. I'm done with that. Not going down that road anymore. I'm going to just live with whatever thoughts or images or urges are in my head. I don't have to challenge them. I don't have to do anything to neutralize them. I can just accept them and move on. Join us this month. Check out our content. Get motivated. This is the time to take that step down that new path, to do something different than OCD wants you to do, and learn how to live a life that isn't driven by obsessive compulsive disorder. And again, if you're a friend or family of someone with OCD, thank you for supporting them through all of this. It will not be easy. And it will not be easy for you in addition to them, because you, without knowing it, may have been providing things to people with OCD that kept them sort of stuck. I'm not blaming you for that. I want you to hear me say that. There is no blame. But you will also have to pull away from giving reassurance or even participating in compulsions as well, so that you can show the strength that is necessary for them to stop doing the OCD. Hope this has been helpful. We look forward to you checking out more of our content. And if you're interested in more from us, check out the Get to Know OCD podcast wherever you subscribe for podcasts, or go to the NOCD YouTube channel. And if you're looking for help for OCD or related conditions, check us out at nocd.com.